Stop being efficient in your detailing business. You heard me. Stop being efficient and instead start being effective. And I know what you're probably thinking. What's the difference between efficiency and effectiveness? Well, let's talk about effectiveness first, or rather, efficiency first. Efficiency is actually quite simply saving time at face value. It's usually more synonymous with the detailing side of the business. You have usually the business side and then you have detailing side. Efficiency is more detailing oriented. It's operation heavy and it's focused on things like and it focuses on things like how do I vacuum faster? How do I minimize the amount of tools and chemicals for a faster workflow? What's the best car soap to use? What's your favorite way of doing interior details? And things like what's the best way to tackle a specific stain? So you can kind of tell these are questions that are rather you'll get those questions if you talk to somebody who does the hands-on detailing. And there's nothing by the way, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's what efficiency is. How do I do things faster? Effectiveness, on the other hand, is usually more synonymous with the business side of detailing. Most successful business owners are more cited to this area. Effective questions include things like do I offer ceramic coatings? If not, how do I do so? And how do I get customers who want ceramic coatings? And by the way, the reason you want ceramic coatings is because it's one of the highest profit margin services in this industry. So you gotta include ceramic coatings. How do I get more high end customers? Instead of how many times have you guys had customers who call you on the phone and I'm just trying to replicate it. The first thing they say on the phone is saying, "Good morning. I have a 2007 Honda Civic. How much you charge for car cleaning?" And then you give them the price point, and they say, $250 for car cleaning. This is too much. I know a guy can do it for 150. The reason you're having those types of customers calling you in the first place is because you're not being effective with your marketing. You're getting those types. You're just broadcasting to everybody. You should be more tailored towards people who have nicer cars. But that's a separate video for another topic. How to hire employees. Hiring employees is one of the most effective things you can do in your business. It takes a bit of time at the first few days, but once the employee is set in stone and you have operations and SOPs for him, or which stands for standard operating procedures, you barely need to manage them manually. You don't have to do detailing anymore. You're just managing the employee. It frees you so much time uh, to be able to actually be even more effective in your business. Instead of being there on site every time, you can have more time allocated for yourself to look at the business from a bird's eye view to get even more effective questions. And then finally, another question you can ask yourself is, should I even have this service in the first place? Should I even have this package? And I have a very interesting story that I'll share with you guys a bit later down the slideshow. Let me give you actually a personal example of this is my personal life of how efficiency versus effectiveness works. A couple of years ago, there was actually a point of my life. It was kind of a low point where I was not very productive. My daily routine would be something along the lines of I would wake up, I would brush my teeth, I would eat, and then play video games for 12 hours. Yeah, I know, 12 hours. Uh, Sleep and then repeat. And at the time, I remember I thought to myself the reason I was in this bad position was because I was not efficient. I was not efficient with my time. And what I mean by that was, I remember every time I tried to make food or brush my teeth, I would be thinking to myself, how do I be more efficient at brushing my teeth faster? How do I make food faster? Can I maybe brush my teeth and then fill my water jug at the same time? It's very silly questions, but a lot of detailers have that issue at the same time. They're trying to. The answer doesn't matter. The answer to how do I brush my teeth faster does not matter. The real problem was me playing 12 hours a day, and a lot of detailers are having that same issue where they're brushing their teeth, but they're spending a bit too much time focusing on some minute detail while the real problem is right ahead of them. Maybe it's a bad employee that they have to talk to that they have to maybe fire. Maybe it's a service that's draining money from them. Maybe it's they have to change their marketing altogether. They're avoiding these tough conversations with themselves or with another person because it's easier just to find comfort in being more efficient. So, let me give you an example of how this was applied in my detailing business. There was a point of my detailing career, a good portion of it actually, where this is during the earlier stages. We had a package called the Essential Interior Detail. It was at the time it was $99.99, and it was for cars that weren't dirty. It was supposed to take about an hour and a half to do that job. What we actually found out after that we released this package is that we were actually getting a lot of disaster details that were booking the basic interior package. In that, though, whenever we arrived on site for those disaster details, it would take us 3+ hours for these jobs. We had a few options at the time of what we could do with this package. The first option that we did actually was we could set customer expectations, which we did at the beginning of each job that wasn't the best. So, like, if somebody had a bad condition car and they booked the essential package, interior package, we would tell them it's not going to be perfect, which was already one extra step for us. That's annoying because you have to have like a tough conversation with the customer or somewhat tough conversation, but so be it. But the problem was, even when we told them that it's not going to be perfect, what happened was it would still take us extra time to do the job because dirt from other parts of the car, like carpets, would tend to fly around. And it would actually impact the other surface area we're working on. It would actually overall slow us down, even if we're not looking for perfection. So an hour and a half job is now taking us 2.5 hours, just because the customer decided to be cheap and book a basic package. So what we did was actually, long story short, was we actually ended up removing this package altogether because we already had a lot of demand. We were actually already booked up a few days ahead of time, and so we could afford the loss of demand for the folks who were looking for the cheap packages. So what ended up happening was that we removed the package altogether, and now we offer a deluxe interior only package for 225, which would take us about 3 hours. So now we're making about $80 an hour, which is not ideal still, but it's $80 an hour compared to like 40, even $30 an hour for a basic package. And so my point is sometimes I could have just sat there and thought to myself, okay, how do I be more efficient with those disaster details that I'm charging $100 for? Well, in reality, I should have. The thing what I did right was being effective by just eliminating the package altogether. So think of ways of how you can perhaps play around with packages, change the prices, change what's included in the packages to be more effective rather than efficient. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe and like if you did, so you guys can get more of my videos in your feed next time. If you have any questions, also comment down below, and I look forward to see you guys in the next video. Take care.